Good evening. This is Robert Pultz. Let me get the share set up here. How's everybody this evening? Okay, and share. I always forget to do the share button. Okay, you should be seeing the front page of the presentation. Okay, this is for the Zotero formatting notes that come from FamilySearch. Full text search. This is a clarification for the Zotero SIG. We've been I guess two sessions now we've talked about things and they've made suggestions and I've come back with those suggestions and so on. So we'll see if we can clarify more. Disclaimer: I'm neither a professional or an expert genealogist, just an amateur, just like you. These vlogs are a collaborative effort. I'm trying to get feedback. Maybe somebody can solve this problem for me that's out there in my 200, I guess, or 300 followers. Like suggestions that are better ways of doing things. I'm actually looking for one here. And corrections and comments they're very important to me. Thank you to everyone that has commented in the past. These videos can be slowed down, so if I go too fast, you can take and pause them and rewind them. Some people find that useful. All views are expressed are mine. I don't represent any genealogy societies or anything. And there's a couple groups I administer that you might be interested in joining if you have those surnames. Okay, the original query that I made in May to the SIG was, in doing research on an individual, often have up to 4 notes. That's how I use them. And when I print out the log, one is a continuous line, only one. The rest of them are fine. They're all formatted nice and everything. So I do research logs on individuals when I take and research them. And so that's what I want to do. It's called reports in Zotero, and that's one of the questions that came back. Okay, recommendations from the 15th of May group was better notes may solve the problem. I didn't have better notes installed, so that was interesting. And then the other option was to copy it to a word processor and then to Zotero. That works somewhat, but it takes too many steps. So let's see where we go from here. Okay, I downloaded and installed Better Notes. I was unable to find a way of using it to correct the formatting, but do not. Okay, now let's go next slide, and then I'll come back to this one for that piece. I need a better, I went to query to Google AI and asked this question. I need a better understanding of Zotero plugin, Better Notes, and how to utilize it in the case of copying long text strings without carriage returns into Zotero Notes and have Zotero Notes insert carriage returns in the proper places. And the result was, in summary, while Better Notes doesn't explicitly mention automatic carriage return insertion when copying text, it provides hence note management features. And it will allow you to take the carriage returns in there, but you have to go line by line to do it, as far as I can figure out from this statement. So that's time consuming. I'm trying to just copy the notes in there and move on. The object of doing research logs is to have it not interfere with your research. So if I'm out there doing putting carriage returns and everything that I've got downloaded, maybe it would give me time to think more about the subject, but it also slow down my research. And I'm not necessarily interested in having that because I'm collecting data at this point, not analyzing the data. So I'm not interested in doing that, but I do want to take and print out the log because I sometimes work from the paper log and I also share that with people. So I really want the log to work. Now going back back to this. Okay, a straight copy and paste to a word processor in my word processor is LibreOffice. It failed to add the wanted carriage returns. By the way, I did try this in the text editor, this little editor that comes with um, Windows, but it doesn't have but a paste option. I can't see it now because I don't have something to paste. But as a result, it didn't put the carriage returns in there. So then I did a copy and paste special into LibreOffice and recopied it to Zotero, and that works. Okay, so let's look at the problem first, and then we'll take and do the process. This is another request. Yeah, I requested on the 19th of June meeting that this step is one more step than I really want to do. Like I said, I want to be collecting data at the time, not involved with doing research logs or doing analysis. So I'm trying to stay focused on what I'm trying to do. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, let's start with Zotero. Okay, I've set up the record in question is the Brown Court records. This is just one example. It's a full text search record, and it looks like this. This is the new feature that FamilySearch offers on full text search. They offer a variety of things over here, including a summary of the document and the AI OCR type annotation of the handwriting, which I love, to be frank with you. And so anyway, what I do is I take a copy of that. So here's a copy, and I bring it into Zotero. And here's the record. I have it in my test file so I don't contaminate my work. Bring it down here and create a note and paste it right there. Now I only have one paste option. That's what it looks like in Zotero. The problem is that when I take this and I go to take and create a report, which is a research log in my vernacular, and it opens up on the other side. Oops, come on. Okay, it opens up like this, and this is the problem. This is what it looks like, and this is what it is. So when it prints it out like that too. And so that's not what I want. So that was the basic problem. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Move to trash. There we go. Okay, so then the next option that I had, and this is, by the way, has over here, I'll show you, the plugin for Better Notes for just Zotero installed in it. So it has Better Notes in here. So Better Notes didn't add anything. There's no option that I can see when I'm pasting a note in there into a report that's going to take and generate what I'm looking for. I suspect Better Notes does other things other than what I'm desiring to do here. Okay, so now let's go to a blank document. And if I paste it in here with a regular paste function right here and do this, and then I take and do a Control A and then copy that into Zotero and bring that in a note and paste it here. When you do a report, it generates a long line again. So that didn't work. That's what I'm talking about, not working. Okay. So let's toss that in the trash. That's not what we want. Yep. Okay. So let's go to this here. Let's delete all that. Now we do paste, and we do paste special, unformatted text. Probably didn't put that in the note, did I? And this is what I get for that. So I dropped it in here in unformatted format. Now let's copy it. Whoops. Control A, Control C. Okay. And come into Zotero. And now we do notes. And we do paste. And we come up and we do report. And we say generate report. And it didn't work. It did work because I've got this working. All righty. I'm going to have to start over again, I guess. Let's see what happens here. All right. Did I get everything? Did I do what I wanted to do? Let's do it all over again. Move to trash. Okay. I got rid of it. Come back down to, I'm going to get a new note. I'm going to get rid of this. Do a brand new note. Don't save. All right. Might as well be in here. I want to file. Open a new text document. Okay, I got a new text document. Let's go out here to our thing. Let's start all over again. Copy this and then paste special, unformatted text. Now we do Control A and a copy. And we go to Zotero. And now we do notes. And now we do paste. And now we do generate report. And it's got the proper report. So I must have done something wrong a while ago. Like copy the, I probably recopied the thing. So this works. And if I go save it, it'll take and save properly. Okay. So that's the problem, and that solution does work, but it has an additional step in it. My memory may not remember those steps as it didn't, as I just demonstrated. And so that is a way of doing it. So copy and paste special is the key, and you got to put it into LibreOffice or whatever word processor you have. So in 19th June, I requested the SIG to look at it again and see if they could come up with a way of reducing the steps. And I also need a better understanding of better notes. And so they've agreed to think about that. Okay, we talked about that. Okay. Clarification of the request came back after the June meeting. And it said, please clarify what you mean by print out the log. Okay, that's my terminology. And that's my fault. And download the report in HTML where you're getting it. Understood what you meant yesterday, that copying and putting the OCR in the note, better notes, was what caused the problem. No option to format. So far, I'm not having this problem with copying and pasting, and I'm getting properly formatted. I bet it's not an HTML document. Okay, so they're trying to recreate the problem, which I appreciate. I appreciate all the time they've spent on these problems. The time they spent on the PDF file, I mean, is astonishing. Okay. Okay. This is my explanation of what a log is. My primary reason for using Zotero is to generate research logs. I've written, there's probably 5 or 6 YouTube videos on how I use it for research logs. And for genealogy, it's a great way of doing research logs because it keeps my mind focused on what I'm doing at the time. I'm researching and collecting data, and I can take and put them in a log, and then I can go to those logs later on and do analysis. And I actually do my analysis from the research log, and then I put it into Roots Magic, the research part of Roots Magic. Okay. And the actual term in Zotero is generate report from the collection. But I keep calling it research logs, and I apologize for that. I should be using the terms that are in the program that we're using. So that's clear. I hope that clears that up. I call it logs. They call it collection, report of collection on collections. Okay, download the report in HTML. Okay, how do you do that? Okay, I'm going to take and go through this step by step, and then I'll go through this first one, and then we'll go to Zotero, and I'll show you where the settings are. In Edit, Settings, Export, Note Format, the options are Markdown or HTML. In this case, I choose HTML. So let's go to Zotero. Let's get rid of this. That might cause trouble later on. So we go to Edit. We go to Settings. It's already set for Export. Note Format And you'll see there's two options, Markdown, text rich, and HTML, and I choose HTML. So that's the first step. You can close that now. Okay, the next step. Okay, now right click on the collection and choose generate a report from the collection. Okay, and now in generate report, save file, save, and when you save the report, select the web page complete HTML from the list of 4 types. There are several HTML options there, and there's a TXT option. I know if you do the TXT option, you get garbage. I haven't used the other HTMLs because I'm getting what I want with this one. Okay, let's just demonstrate how I do that. Okay, we have this here. We're happy with it. Let's go down here and let's do it from here. Generate, because this is where I would do it from. I'd do it from the collection. And there'd be a whole bunch of records in the collection. So this is the report. Okay, it's nice like we want it. It's all formatted and everything. Isn't that nice? And then you go over here and you say save. And then you choose the option that you want to save it under. And I use web page complete. There's a web page HTML only. There's text files and there's all files. And I use web page complete. I have explored the others and I've forgotten what they give you. Most of it's garbage. It doesn't mean anything to me. So when you hit the save, oops, do I want to replace it? Let's just put in something. XXXX. And it's going into my download file. Okay. And I probably bring this up. Here's my download file. There it is right there. And when I bring it up, it pops up in my browser. This is my Chrome browser, just like this. And what's really great about this is all the links are hot. You hit that, and it goes right to the FamilySearch document for it. Can't you see how this helps me with analysis? It just really, I've got the report there. I can go down item by item. I can add notes to it in Zotero. I can take and put it right into my data. I can cut and paste data out of this right into Roots Magic. This is a wonderful tool. Okay, and we started with it. Here's the record that we started with. So we're back in here, and that should answer that question. So that's covered everything. Generates an HTML research log. Now, it appears that some people are doing TXT reports. So let's do this in TXT. So same process. Let's go over here. Let's get rid of the report we got. And let's go over here. Let's go. Well, first off, we got to do the settings to TXT. So we come down here and we do settings. We come down here, instead of choosing HTML, we choose Markdown rich text. Blah, blah. Okay, and hit the X. And then come over here and do this and say generate report. In my case, generate log. And come down here and say save. And now instead of choosing text, we want to choose text format. Because if you save this in HTML format, you're not going to be happy. And so this, call this YYYY. And we'll save it. Now let's go see what we got. Let's see. Zotero. I want my browser. I want to close this. I don't want my browser. I want my, there we go. And there's YYY text. Okay, let's look at that. Now you get this. Now, frankly, I don't find this as nice. And when you have a whole list of these on there, it's intimidating to me. You have it's just not as nice a format for me to use. I'm used to things being organized and neater, and this just generates a lot of uses. But anyway, so me kill that. And before I get too confused myself, I'm going to take and go back to my settings, back down here, go back to HTML. And by the way, the included the links in it. You have to hit this when you do text. Here, let me go back to that. You want it to include the links that are in there. Okay. If you don't do that, then your URL links don't, your links to the documents don't show up. Okay. I obviously have tried using this before. So I'm back in HTML. My settings are back, and my report will generate an HTML report for me. Well, let's probably not. Let's see what my file settings are. Yeah, I'll see. I need to have that changed to HTML. Okay. All right. Now, nope. So it'll save those settings. All right. So anyway, so that is the problem. Let's see where I'm gone. So I generate. This is how I do I did the text to take and see what it was there. Here's my playlist, and this down here is my playlist for Zotero problems. Zotero that I've done on there. I've got quite a few in there now. Let's go look at that for a minute. Let's see. I was looking at that a while ago. Okay, there we go. There it is. This is my Zotero playlist. Just, you might be interested in this. So these are the various YouTube videos that I've done on Zotero. And frankly, I've got to go back and look at some of these. I do actually do these so they speak to me. When I don't use something for a while, I forget how to use it. And I go back and use my YouTube videos for that. Okay. All righty. And like I said, this is my AOL address. Please subscribe if you're not. If you haven't been, I've got a lot of nice subscribers. I will respond to emails, but it takes a while. I'd rather you do comments. Now that comments are turned on, I figured out how to do that. If you think of topics that I should do, either put them in the comments or email them to me. And I really do appreciate your time viewing this. All righty, now let's see if I can manage 4 screens, get my cursor around, and shut down the video.